All right, ladies, gents, and demigods, I have just finished reading Wearing the Lion by John Wiswell. That is his latest book that is going to be dropping soon, June 17th, if I remember correctly. Do you want to check this one out? Well, it is not your daddy's Heracles. Let me just be honest right there. Yeah, if you're looking for just a straight up retelling of the Greek mythos, forget about that. This is John Wiswell. We know he's having a little fun with it. However, it does have everything that you want from it. You got your demigods and heroes, you've got your minotaurs and furies, you've got your hydras and hinds, and you've got whatever boar is, but that's a different subject. You'll have to read the book. So John takes his normal sense of humor, throws that in here, so that is going to tell you right off the bat that it's not going to be exactly, a straight up retelling. On the other hand, he also adds a ton of emotion into this one. You do not lose the gist of the story that is Heracles. Yes, for those of you who are a little confused, Hercules, Heracles, they are the same person. But this one sticks very much more to the Greek mythos instead of the Roman retelling, so he's Heracles, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, he also puts a little bit more common sense into the story. Just, minor things. For instance, the fact that if you're born with, straight up power, you can hold up the sky, things like that. There's not a whole lot of stuff that's going to be putting a strain on your muscles. So he does not look like the Greek god that everybody expects him to be, which also lends its own sense of humor because nobody ever believes it's him. But again, anybody who's lifted a weight, you've got to push yourself to make those muscles bigger, and there's not a whole lot of things in this universe that cause Heracles to have to exert himself. Just think, he looks a little more like Homer Simpson than he does, Hercules. That's all I'm saying. But it's fun. I have no problem with that. The other thing that he does is this is not just your normal straight-up tale of retribution. Yes, he starts out looking for justice, but this is a growing story. The Heracles that we have at the beginning, who's seeking justice for what happened to him, is not the one we have at the end. He's not just seeking justice, he's also seeking understanding, and eventually he's just seeking that peace and, maybe that little bit of forgiveness, because he's also got to forgive himself for what happened. The gods, they are who you think they are. Yes, they're a little capricious. Yes, they're a little bit meddling here on one hand, and on the other hand, not caring at all. But some of these gods, and I won't say who because you're going to have to read the story for yourself, they also go on a little bit of a journey of self-realization and also come to a little bit of empathy, more than they may have had in the beginning. And then there's Apollo, but that's besides the point. All right. Is this one worth reading? I thought it was. I gave it 5 stars. I do say there is, in case my mom's watching this, there is a little bit of cussing in there. Letting you know now. All right. For everybody else, if that doesn't bother you, I think you're going to be good to go. Yeah, this is Wiswell's Heracles. This is not your literature professor's Heracles. But there's nothing wrong with that. Check it out. Also, if you see this before it drops, there is going to be an interview. I had that with him yesterday. Well, depending on when you see this, I had this with him yesterday. But this will be, the interview will be dropping on the 16th, which is the day before the book comes out. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you later.